This is Lunchtime Gaming. I'm Chardin. Usually, whenever I take my lunch break at work, I don't actually eat lunch. I just set an alarm on my phone for about an hour, play a game for a while. And I figured maybe it would be a good idea to stream that. So, today I'm playing the Talos Principle. I'm going to be about maybe... Before I take my lunch break at work. Oh, hang on 1 second. Don't actually eat lunch. I just set an alarm on my phone. There we go. Sorry about that. Had some echo. Alright. So this is the Talos Principle. And I'm just going to dive into my current game here. Alright. So the basic premise of this game is that I'm this guy. Well, I'm not actually a guy. I am... I'll show you. Let's see. Nope. Nope. This is very strange. Oh. Third person. I'm a robot. So, I'm this robot. I'm in this kind of, it seems like a little virtual sandbox area. And I have all these little trials to do, all these little puzzles. This game is essentially kind of like Portal. It's basically structured the same way. Except, instead of a lady, I'm this robot. Instead of portals, there's just kind of generic puzzles, and instead of GLaDOS, God talks to me. Well, he calls himself God, Elohim. I don't know if you saw that, but this pillar in front of me just flickered. You know what, let me back out a little bit here. Here I am, inside one of the kind of hub worlds. There's a series of gateways in here. This one is number 3. This little sign here, let me turn off third-person mode. Oh. There we go. This little sign here tells us by these little Tetris pieces, and you can also see them at the top of my screen, how many puzzles are in the area. There are 4. And these little icons here, the little fan icon, the box icon, that tells us which particular objects we need to complete the puzzle. And if you look in the lower left corner of the screen, there's like a tripod, a box, and a fan. Those are the 3 objects I've unlocked so far. And at the top of the screen, there is a grouping of yellow, red, and green little Tetris pieces. Though the yellow ones indicate that I'm going to unlock another object that I can use to complete these trials. The green one with the letter C, that indicates that that's progress towards unlocking Hub World C, and I'll show you that in a minute. And the red one with the number 2 indicates I'm going to unlock the 2nd floor of the Grand Tower, and I'll show you that. I'm going to just back out of this Hub World into the kind of main overworld, if I can find it. Here's a thing I can unlock, but you can see a little line goes up to that yellow thing that looks like it has a play button on it. I don't have enough Tetris pieces for that. That's what I aim to unlock today by collecting that final little backwards L block up there. So let me go ahead and run out here out of this little Egyptian tomb here. This elevator. And suddenly we are no longer in Egypt. We're in this kind of flat tundra kind of looking place. Here's the tower. It goes way the hell up there. Way up into the sky. You know, let me just run in there real quick. Also, you see these QR codes? This must be the tower we were warned about. Seems the upper levels are locked tight. Elohim is taking no chances that we stray from his path. Written by Sheep. Version 69.1.0576. So there have apparently been other entities, other robots, other subjects that have come through here before I did, and they leave these notes kind of scattered around everywhere. But one of the first things that happens in this game when you first come online, I guess is the term, is God tells you that this whole world is yours to explore. You can do anything you want to do in it. Just absolutely do not go up into the tower. So, you know, the very first thing I do is make a beeline for the Forbidden Tower of Mystery. And God kind of complains when we go up in here. Strange, he complained before. Now he's not saying anything. Anyway, here's the first floor. It's kind of like a portal-y backstage kind of area up in here. And there's a little puzzle you solve. There's a little computer terminal on there. But I'm getting kind of ahead of myself. Let's do some actual puzzles. By the way, we were just in Building B, which is Egypt themed. Building A, I'm going to run here real quick just to show you guys. Here's more of these notes. Building A. Run. Just in case you guys are thinking that maybe this game is completely Egypt themed, it is not. The environment in World A here is kind of more, kind of like medieval ruins, I suppose I should say. Oh, let's see. I don't know what this is, by the way, this boarded up room. Let's find... Oh, here's something I haven't solved yet. Okay, we'll do one of these. Might help to have some actual gameplay in my gameplay stream, wouldn't you say? Okay, let's go for that green T block there. And it looks like all I need is a reflector, which I have. And we'll see how those work. But yeah, you can see this is very much not an Egypt-themed area. It's kind of, looks pretty nice. Here we go, green T block. Trapped inside. Okay, so the way this mechanic works is I have this reflector, or connector, I'm sorry. And here's a power source. It is pointing at another connector, which is powering that. So let me go inside and take that. Is there anything over here? No. I like to poke around in every nook and cranny because sometimes there is something useful. Alright, so we take that and we get a force field because this thing is no longer powered. And you power this by pointing at a target and pointing at another target and setting it down. Okay. And you can also do... You can connect them kind of any which way you want, really. So I think, clearly, I've got to get power... Well, I've got to get this thing out of there. Because I'm going to need it for the rest of the puzzles. And that's going to be easy enough if I just do this. Take that, connect to there. And then I can take this, since that is still powering the thing over there. And for now, I'll just set it down and look at what else is in here. Okay, this is a very simple puzzle. there's the piece I need. So let's just do one of these. Run all the way over here. That seems very easy because right now we are back in World 1 and I've been playing in World 2, which is a good bit more challenging. You have to use a lot more tools. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to World 2. And actually I can just do this. Okay, turn right around. That little thing I did with my hand, that's basically how you reset an environment or how you reset a puzzle if you get yourself stuck. It basically teleports you back to the entrance and puts all the little pieces back where they were, or all the objects back where they were originally. If you've already recovered a piece and you use that, you keep the piece. It teleports you back to the entrance and you don't lose your little Tetris block. So let us go back to building V, back to Egypt. Because what I want to do is I want to get the final yellow piece for that play button on the upper left. I have no idea what that thing actually does. But whatever it is probably going to help me solve additional puzzles, as all these things have so far. I really like this game because the puzzles are very, they're very short. You know, you can kind of, this is exactly the kind of thing you can do during a lunch break. You can solve a few of these. I'm going in the wrong direction. I need to go this way. Okay, is my backward L block here? Yes, it is. Let's go get that. Also, there are these computer terminals kind of scattered around. This one doesn't have anything new for me. If it did, there would be it would be making like little beeping sounds, and there would be an eyeball on the screen, a little ASCII eyeball. But yeah, basically there are. Whenever you use these things, you get these little text documents. Some of them are kind of corrupted. From Bob Rakowski to Ian Mailing List, Progress Report 9. The basic skeleton of the simulation is now running on EL. It's not plugged into the AI system yet, but in theory everything is ready. I guess the next step is to test whether the generated scenarios make sense, or do we wait for the iteration module to something, and then it's corrupted. EL, I've learned, is basically this gigantic mainframe that stores all of the collected knowledge of humanity. I suspect I am inside of EL, but I don't really know for certain. Alright, yellow. Whoops, wait a minute. There it is. Okay. You know what I haven't seen yet? I haven't seen my little paint bucket. Shortly into this game, they introduced a mechanic where if you find a little paint bucket, you can write messages, some QR codes that you see. You can kind of leave your own. And I've seen messages left by people and I'm like, oh, here's a computer. This one has something to say to me. If I kind of move around, the eye follows. Which is kind of cool. A little creepy. Okay. Body and Soul from 1759 CE is the date on this thing. But it is commonly supposed that the Egyptians believed the soul to live as long as the body continued undissolved, and therefore tried this method of eluding death. Could the wise Egyptians, said Nicaea, think so grossly of the soul? If the soul could once survive its separation, what could it afterwards receive or suffer from the body? The Egyptians would doubtless think erroneously, said the astronomer. In the darkness of the heathenism and the first dawn of philosophy, the nature of the soul is still disputed amidst all our opportunities of clearer knowledge. Some yet say that it may be material, who nevertheless believe it to be immortal. And then there is corruption. Soma. The date is all zeros. 7:15. From Sun Wai Yang to Arkady Chernyshevsky. Subject names. Names are a funny thing. I remember how much we struggled to come up with a name for our project. All serious scientists name their projects by just translating them to Greek or Latin, right? Corpus made me think of some horrible disease, so we used the Greek word instead. Soma. Quite appropriate. But then, since we needed corporate funding, we had to come up with a backronym. Corporations love backronyms, you know. They even sent us a list of buzzword-heavy suggestions to help us get started. Stuff like self-sufficient, orthostatic, modular, android, sustainable, observant, mechanized anthropod, skeuomorphic, omni-adaptable, mobile, anthropomation. After a while, we got so frustrated that we started getting silly. Saber-toothed, overexcited murder android, sentient orthopedic monkey automaton, strange Olga's menacing assassinbot, superb octopod marinades apelings, satisfying overcooked mint alligator, stinky ornithological mule alligator, skroink oof minky ack, stupid obscure meaningless acronym. In the end, we all ended up hating the name so much just because we had so many fights about it with the sponsors. So when Alexandra told the story about the Talos principle, something caught on. I don't know whether it really fits, but I kind of like it. So all these scientists here are calling this project Talos. Well, whatever, quote-unquote, this project happens to be. Whether it's this kind of artificial intelligence simulation or this virtual world or just their kind of archive project that they were running on the side. Who knows? Okay, I don't see my little pail anywhere. That's kind of unfortunate. I never really used it to write messages. I just like carrying it around. So finally, let me go get this little backwards L piece that I've been talking about for so long. Anything else in here? Okay, Blown Away is the name of this level. What do we got? We got a blue power source, we got a red power source, or a red power receptacle. I don't know why it's there, of all places. Doesn't seem to be anything for it to activate. Okay, blue power receptacle, there's a box up there. There's also a fan behind the box. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so, oops. Oh, there's a star. Okay, that must be what the red thing unlocks. These stars are kind of like little optional objectives, and they can be pretty tricky to get sometimes. And there's my little L piece. Alright, so, let's see what we got. We got a reflector, or a connector, which turns on that force field, obviously. Lasers cannot go through force fields, as you can see. But I bet if I stand on this, the fan turns on and the box falls down. Whoa! I like how it calls the box a hexahedron. I found a bunch of notes in this game. That's basically a whole bunch of people having this kind of flame war about whether it's a box or a cube or a hexahedron. And some of the edges are beveled, so, you know, it's obviously something else. But, anyway. This thing is complete. And I'm not going to be able to get that star because I don't know where the red power source is. I don't really see it anywhere. Oh, what is that? Interesting. Yeah, sometimes you'll see parts of other puzzles outside of these environments. Like there's something over there. So you can see the laser beam up there. But anyway, time to go unlock this thing that I just got. So when you collect enough Tetris pieces, you can unlock these little objects here by arranging them into a square shape. Let's see here. No, that's all wrong. Usually I'm pretty good at these things, so, you know, it only figures that as soon as I start streaming it, I start screwing this up horribly. Nope. Oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, I suck at this so much. Aha. There we go. Not sure what this thing is. Looks like a little computer terminal or something. That's weird. Well, let's try to find a puzzle that uses that as a mechanic. Let's see. Yeah, there's one. You can also kind of jump around and solve these in kind of whatever order you want. Whoops. This computer has something to say. I should also mention there's an entity inside these computer terminals. And it's talked to me on occasion. It hasn't talked to me lately, but it is basically trying to make me prove that I'm a person, which I'm finding surprisingly difficult to do. Anyway, let's read through these. Osiris 6. Gibberish knew it was the truth. Now I will tell you of the many perils you will face in your journey through the Duat. Listen well, for the challenges that lie before you are great, and if you do not prove yourself worthy, you may never reach the eternal reed fields of Osiris, and you may be lost forever. From the second death there is no awakening. The scribe brought forth a great papyrus, and carefully unfolded it before the dying man, and the dying man beheld that it was a map of the Duat, showing the many paths that led to the tower of Anubis, where his heart was to be weighed. On each of the many paths, which threaded through the Duat like the infinite threads woven by Nath, there were marked the dangers that a traveler must face. Also, there were great walls of iron that none but the gods could cross, and gates made of purest light, and so the traveler could not avoid the trials that had been decreed, and could only proceed towards the tower by proving his worth, thus earning the key to each sacred gate. That's kind of what I'm doing here, with that giant tower. Let's see, Chatlog Charlie, number 7. Flower 4 and Charlie on the Rocks are talking. Flower 4 says, "Man, you know what really freaks me out? What? The human body decomposes quite quickly, so that all the information stored in chemicals in our brains will be gone really quickly." Charlie Rocks says, "Dude. But computers and books last a long time, so all our messages, our ideas, our books, it'll all be out there." "Our porn," says Charlie Rocks. "Even being transmitted through space, yeah, our porn too, I guess. Will all be gone, but the works of Aristotle will still exist. Solo Star Trek, Firefly, Babylon 5, Lord of the Rings, Blade Runner." Charlie Rocks says, "Cyber something of Planetron 6. Flower 4 keeps going, Shakespeare, Byron, hell, even video games. Charlie Rocks, a lot of things he says are censored. Censored Overdrive 3, Seattle censored, Dutch censored Cascade, the censored of Censored Mountain." Flower 4 says, "What the fuck, dude?" Charlie Rocks is going, "Yeah, imagine if aliens find those." I guess Charlie Rocks is just listing porn titles. Arcady Journal 84. Archive continues to grow, attempting to maintain a semblance of order as difficult as expected. Lost 7 people this week. Statistically speaking, trend should increase. Most focused on realistic goals, too little time to grieve. That's interesting. I didn't know anyone actually died on this project. That's a little ominous. Okay. Use that play button. Okay, this red L, that uses the new little play button piece that I found, but these red pieces are actually incredibly difficult to get because those are the ones that unlock the floors of the tower. So instead, let's go for this green T block, or the green L. Let's see where that gets me. Okay, here's the L. There's some notes. Oh look, another puzzle, and another voice telling me I'm special, and another broken down computer with fragments of nothing. This world is a bad joke perpetuated by a cruel god too dumb to hit the off switch. Written by Dog, version 55.1.3543N. Dog is, the dog personality is very kind of antagonistic. He's got kind of a short temper, and he's not really into playing Elohim's game. He's also not very nice to any of the other personalities, like Sheep and Faith, and you'll see a number of other people leaving notes here. And they talk to each other. Okay, self-help tutorial is the name of this. And let's see what we can see here. Record. Interesting. Oh. How about that? You know, I have an idea. That should be long enough. Aha. I think that would turn off the force field. Yeah, it did. Okay, let's do that again with that button. This is pretty cool. Thanks, me. Okay, and there's my piece. I've actually seen those little kind of ghost recordings earlier in the game, just kind of wandering around. Before this mechanic was really introduced. Okay, now that I got that piece, this thing is crossed off, which makes it pretty easy to navigate around here. What else do we have? This whole area seems mostly full of red pieces. This could be tricky. But let's get that little T block there. Down this way. Any notes? Pale? Nope. Okay. Double plate. That opens that. That opens that. Okay. Easy enough. Oddly colored block. That's probably nothing. Oh. Of course. Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. Step here for a while, and then step here. Yeah, I'm sure you guys see where I'm going with this. Yep. Okay. Thanks again, me. Ah, it's so cool. Okay, I guess there's nothing left to do, but some of these red pieces, this is going to be tricky. Let's try that L piece. Here it is. Oh, there it is. There's Pale. Hi, Pale. Pale is kind of an inside joke for anyone who's watching these things. Actually, you know what? Can I write something? Yeah, I can. Travel to the edge of the known world, though it seems to stretch on forever. Our domain is much less than we imagined. That's actually true. If you try to leave the world, God yells at you and teleports you back. Elohim lied about the tower. I stepped foot inside and returned. That is also true. Be needing a special device. Heavy tread crossing the laser beams. Elohim keeps telling me I'm doing well, but these puzzles are simply impossible. Well, I haven't had too much trouble. Wondrous power. You know what? The tools to overcome this place have been provided to us. We need only learn how to use them. So I'll just paint my QR code. There we go. Oh no, I lost Pale when I did that. Oh, okay, I guess Pale can't come with us. But I just heard there's a computer beeping. This thing wants my attention again. Milton Library Assistant. This is the entity I was talking about. Here's what I've been wondering while you were off carrying out commandments. You say that consciousness is some kind of functional system. Arrange bits of matter in the right order and out springs sentience. That's all very well on paper. But if what counts is what something does, not what it's made of, then couldn't you and I design a series of tin cans on strings that qualified as being conscious? I wouldn't go that far. What about a computer program? Suppose we built a perfect simulation of the brain, only it was made of transistors, not neurons. Wouldn't that be conscious? It would not, I would say. It's thinking. If that's what you really think, wouldn't we save ourselves an awful lot of time if you just admitted that consciousness is whatever very particular idea you've decided you like the sound of, and drop all this nonsense about complex systems? No, I'm still committed. He says, I'm trying to see where you're coming from, but it's no small task. Let me try one more time. Suppose that you're a conscious human being. I know it's a push. Then suppose that I take one of the neurons in your brain and replace it with a tiny machine that works exactly the same. Are you still conscious? Yeah, I'd say so. People have had brain surgery. Now, what if I replace a few more and a few more until you are mostly thinking with tiny machines instead of neurons? Are you still conscious? If it's mechanically identical, then yeah, I'd say yes, perfectly. So what do you think would change if we replaced all your neurons? You'd be a walking, talking, thinking computer, yet you flat out denied such a thing as possible. I don't think I said that. How you can entertain such contradictory ideas in your head all at once is beyond me. Are you sure you won't accept that your picture isn't foolproof? I'm not sure.
Do not think I know not the deceiver slithering through the hidden words. His wisdom is hollow and born of despair. Do not let him tangle you in his webs of delusion. Have faith in me, and his petty illusions will fall away like nightmares in the morning's light.
Don't mind him. He's just worried that if you ask too many questions, you'll start to see through his shtick. Stick with me, and the sky will quite literally be the limit. At any rate, I'd like you to think a bit harder about all this and get back to me. I'm sure there's still progress to be made. That booming voice, that was God. That was Elohim. So I guess if that's God, this entity in the terminal must be the serpent. If this whole Eden analogy of this environment is to be stretched. But anyway, we have text logs. Let's read Osiris 6. Oh, we've read these already. Never mind. Okay, let's continue on. I was going to get that red L block over here. Wrap around the corner. Alright, there's a recorder. There's a power source. This thing here. Seek counsel. I haven't really figured out how this is supposed to work, but what I can do is I can paint like a little request for help here. And something else fills in. Basically, I'm saying, I know how this works. You've got answers. I need them. Let's come to some arrangement. The response is, a messenger must be awakened first, from autoresponder. I don't know what the messenger entails, but so far I haven't had to... I haven't really needed all that much help, although I've had... some of these do take me a while. Enough to the point where Elohim is like, you can just move on if you're having too much trouble. Some of these challenges must be designed with cooperation in mind, but I'm the only one here. Written by sheep. Okay. There's my piece. Okay, you know what? I better know what I have to do here. And it is going to involve taking this thing. Okay. Now let's see if this does what I think it's going to do. Aha. Nope. I took too long. Okay. This is a pretty cool mechanic, and I'll just hang around here for a minute or so I can run in and get that piece. Such a cool mechanic. Just for fun, I'll reset the puzzle. Just so the next guy doesn't come in and it's already solved for him. And I've still got my little L piece, so we're good there. Let's see. I'll go for that T block, I guess. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. I haven't, let me just run to the edge of the level. Usually these levels have some kind of artifact in them. It's kind of hard to describe. It's like a memory. It's like a time capsule, basically. That one of the, oh, a Sphinx. It's like a little time capsule that one of the engineers on this project left behind. Just little voice recordings nattering on about stuff. Whoops, a tree. I don't see one here. They're really obvious when you see them. They're these kind of like glowing blue icons just kind of floating in the world. But, oh, just like this one. This one looks like a feather.
DNA is information transmitted across time. The living and the dead are part of the same chain, bound together by chemistry. That's true of all species. But humanity has taken this bond further. Thanks to technology, we have access to the thoughts and ideas of people whose physical bodies are long gone. Like you listening to me now. Even though I'm definitely dead at this point, you're part of that chain. You have the capacity to remember.
I suppose I do. Epitaph. Oh, a program died. Epitaph, child program. Codename @. Terminated here. Logic. Fatal flaw in series firmware. Final memory dump. Life short. Progeny programs. Dog. And we've seen a message from Dog before. This was Dog's parent program, I suppose. Poor Dog. He's an orphan, I guess. I don't know where I fit in with all these other programs. Let's see. Oh, here's @. Sure, I could stick around here, set my hopes on eternal life, on righting every wrong, but the closest I'll ever get is these words on the wall before you. From @. Well, I guess he only made it that far. Just to the end of the hallway. And didn't try very hard. Okay, I'm backtracking. This way. Over here. Redundant power supply. Okay. So, power source I can't get to because it's behind that thing. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's right up there. So inside here there must be other reflectors. Turns on a fan. Oh, I see. I'm not going to be able to go in there because of the fan. Here's the box. Let me go ahead and just get that. Interesting. Oh. Well. Oh. This isn't going to work, but, you know, I just want to see what happens. Okay. Now, if I stand on this, I'll block the beam. Okay, now I know what to do. Time to use my double again. could do the same thing over there. I don't need this thing. I'm going to do it anyway. If anyone with any sensible ideas could read this, I could really use some advice. No messenger will aid you until you have discovered their resting place. Yep, no help there. Okay, record. Put the box down here. Stand up. Although, oh, yeah. Run. Uh-oh. Well, now I've gone and done it. Oh, that's what this thing's for. Okay. Now that I have the idea of this thing, this should be a little bit easier to solve. Those little power connectors, some of them fill up slower than others. So that one over there was filling up very slowly when the power came back on. So that would give me enough time to run in there. I'll just block this beam with my head for a minute. Drink some Diet Coke. Okay, that's long enough. Okay. Run. Detach the fan. Yeah, take that. Well, okay. That wasn't so hard. And check it out, now that I've actually completed this, if we go over here, it says, look man, you've already finished this, you don't need any help. What else do we have here? So this is what I like. You can play this game for about an hour and you can still make some pretty meaningful progress. Actually, how much time do I have left? Alright, we got a little bit of time. We could probably crank out one or two more of these. Okay. T block and L block are the only things that remain. Let's go for the T block. The right angle is the name of this level. There's my Tetris block. This is nothing, just hieroglyphics. Okay, I got a power source over there. I got a receptacle over here. There's a little orb moving back and forth. Those are... oh, there's one. These will shock you if you bump into them. Bump into them too many times and you'll die. They also interrupt beams, which is kind of tricky. So, for example, if I do this, yeah. See, he keeps running into this thing, and it resets that timer over there. So let's not worry about this for now. Actually, this is the only thing I can worry about, really. I think I'm going to want a kind of wide angle on this thing. Okay. Oh, hang on. Space this out kind of weird. They can't move past objects like this, which comes in handy. Let's see, some notes. It seems that mistakes are easily forgiven here. I thought I had surely died, yet here I am, reset, rebooted, reborn. I will tackle these challenges anew. That is from Samsara. Epitaph, child program Samsara. Oh no, Samsara died. Terminated here. Logic, program failed to pass random memory test. Final memory dump. Being torn limb from limb by machines for the rest of eternity becomes less and less appealing to me. Progeny program, Samsara, V72.3 series. Okay, so Samsara died, but made another Samsara, apparently. That's good to know. I kind of like Samsara. Samsara's personality is very helpful, I suppose. She's kind of, hey, we're all in this together. Is basically what she's going for. And I think I know what to do here. Yeah. Okay. Maybe that. Well, this could be a problem. Oh! Hey. Asshole. Okay. Here's what we do here. Move as far over here as I can. I should be able to take this, and yeah. Oh. Ooh, that'll seem to get the angle right. I may not need to, though. This thing could move slightly over to the side. That'll make this a lot easier. And you run into the stuff like this a lot with the red puzzle pieces. Everything kind of has to be exactly just right. This won't help. Ask for it anyway. And of course, no help. Anybody knows what that messenger thing is referring to, let me know. Because I could... Hey, what's that? See that? There's something in there. Where's my box? Sometimes you'll find like a little hidden switch somewhere. Well, it's not this hidden. It's usually an obvious yellow lever that'll open up a little section of wall so you can, hey, so you can do those things. Over here. It'll be tucked away in some kind of weird corner of the level, but I don't see anything over here. No, okay, I guess I'm not getting that star. Alright. This thing. Stay there. I'm assuming if I line this thing up just perfectly. Yeah. Part of the problem is if this wall is in the way now. But if I move forward, that becomes visible, and I lose that power source. Right here, they both work, but it's not going to block this guy. Alright, maybe there's another way I can do this. Maybe the solution is in here somewhere. This guy will also interrupt the beam, and I can't angle over that way. Maybe I'll try running through again. It didn't really work before, but we'll see. This thing isn't technically open long enough to be considered open. If you'll notice, when the force field slides over, it doesn't slide over all the way. Yeah. It opens from the right side, which is why I was hoping I could kind of sprint through it. But, no, it's not working out. There's got to be something else I can do with this box. It's going to kind of mess everything else up. And this is what I'd kind of like to be able to do. Except that door is not going to stay open here long enough. Track, but it's just these weird issues with the angle I'm running into. I'm sure if anyone's watching this right now, they're probably screaming in the chat, "No, you idiot, the solution is so obvious." Unfortunately, I don't have the chat loaded at the time. Puzzle it out eventually, though. Given enough time. What else can I do with this? I can do a little closer, maybe. Well, one thing to do. I gotta do. Man, it was slightly off. Okay, move this a little bit closer. Oh, maybe? Yeah. Oh, okay, well that was the thing to do. So when this guy goes past again, this gate will be open. Ta-da! It's always a good feeling to finally solve these things. Oh. This would have come in handy a little while ago. But you know what? I bet that this will open the star thing. Maybe. Weird. Maybe not. Although, let's try something here. I can't jump and throw, apparently. That's too bad. I would have liked to get that star. It's really weird that they gave me this box after the puzzle was solved. All it does is just open this thing. It's very strange. Oh well. We got it. We can leave this room. What else we got? LPs. I think this is the last one in this little sub-world. Yeah, it is. All these others are crossed off. A box up high.
What is this?
What?
I shall not allow the corruption of my garden. Be gone!
Well, that was interesting. That happens every so often. God throws a little tantrum and rebuilds the world slightly. Alright, what do we got? Here's our connector. Blue power receptacle. There's another connector in there. Red power receptacle. Blue power receptacle. There's a box and a fan, so I guess if I turn that on, the box comes out. And the box, I would assume, is sitting on a button that controls these force fields, maybe. Or that does. Another force field here with a red power supply. Okay. Let's start with the easiest parts first. Okay. Well, I did say this was easy, but apparently not. I need something to put on that little button. These things will work for that purpose, but it's not going to work here because I needed to keep the door open anyway, so we'll come back to that. In the meantime, let's open this. Let's see what we can see here. Alright, so this red thing here, it's behind a fence. Lasers cannot go through these fences, so it's going to have to wrap around from this angle. However, I managed to approach it. But there's my L block. We can get that box easily enough if we do this. I spoke too soon again. This will not be that easy. Let's try. How far away can I get from this thing? Okay, not far. This might work. Actually, what am I doing? I should be doing this. Nope, not quite. Almost. No, this isn't gonna work. Alright, but what I can do is I can do this. Okay, interesting. Let's try. This is whoop. This is gonna be a little trickier, but maybe I can do this. And just so I can get that little box down. Okay, that worked. And I think I know what to do about that. Let's get my box. I'm doing this all ass backwards. here is this. There's a way to kind of... Oh. Well, I think what I gotta do is I gotta put the box on there and then put this on the box. And that should stabilize it enough, because boxes will float, but if you hear this ring, that means it's time for me to go back to work. So, if anyone's been watching, thanks for watching. I might do this regularly, I'm not sure yet. But, hope you guys enjoyed. And, see you later, possibly.